Great rising, everyone.
Grand Rising. I was just looking at the participants and how they're going up. Boy, this meeting is well attended, boy.
I know, huh?
I've been on the call since like 8:30. I set it in and driving, so I don't forget to turn it on. I turned it on.
Good morning, Larry.
Good morning, Sensei.
Sensei.
Damn.
Jefe.
Wax on, wax off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm here learning from the best.
Let's
Hey,
see here.
my sign should be delivered this week.
Say that
Well, I need
again.
to go. My signs. I'd probably go pick up my signs this week.
So my sign guy who does all my signs, we called him because we had 5 properties to order signs up. He died unexpectedly. No, this guy was probably in his early 40s. So I don't know
Oh,
What?
why he passed, right?
Oh my
So
gosh.
myself and all other agents are all scrambling to find a sign company. I mean, my condolences to his family, but sometimes you don't know what life brings, man. He was here, he was young, and all of a sudden he's gone, just like that. Family called and says that, because we'd ordered the signs, he says that they're not going to be recovering his business. So we all have to plan for the future, guys. Okay.
So
Make sure
true.
make sure you have a living trust in place and you have life insurance because you never know what life is going to bring. Since I was 27 years old, because this is what I do. I meet with people all day long. Is when I found out, hey, I have to have a living trust. I have to have life insurance. I have to have long-term care. You guys just I don't sell that yet. I don't sell that yet, but I think I'm going to be bringing that to you next week. All right. Because you're meeting with clients, you're talking to clients, you're handling their biggest assets. So you want to make sure you got them covered. We'll get started in a few minutes, guys. It's early. So hold on. Look at all the early birds, man. Realtors show up at 9:05, 9:03. It's 9 o'clock, and look at you guys. That means you guys are ready to pick up the listings when it's time.
That's right.
and the time is now. While everybody else is having Thanksgiving and Christmas and shopping, I need to pick up any and every listing and plant the seeds for next year, as many as possible.
Look at your
Good job.
mindset, man. Jeez, that's awesome.
That's
Okay,
a great
let's see.
affirmation.
All right, let me go live here, guys. Give me a second. All right, yep, everybody's trickling in. And Johnny is here somewhere in the background. Good morning, Johnny.
Good morning, man. Fire up, dude.
Who, you or me?
Both of us, man. We got so much business going on. It's crazy, man. Isn't that crazy? You thought you had 8 on Friday. You're like, oh, I'm gonna stop, and then you start hearing from the members. They got 6. You got 7. You're like, hey, Angel, they're catching up to you, man.
And that's the goal, man. Everybody needs to catch up. It's out there. We just got to look for the business, man. What did you tell me? So we have a lot of inventory. Some of it isn't moving. And John makes fun of me this morning. He goes, "What did you say?" You said, "Hey, I thought you said it's taking longer to sell the properties." So I
Yeah,
said, It's like the dance. When you go to the dance, all the pretty girls, all the handsome guys, they get picked up first, right? All my handsome, beautiful properties, they picked up first, and all the ugly ones, they just take a while to get them sold. So,
yeah. Yeah, it's taking about, I think the average is about 30, 45 days right now. And commercial, you're looking at 3 months because we got 3 listings and it's been like 2 months sitting on those. But we are getting people going in there and looking at them. But yeah, man, we got members selling properties in 7 days, 3 days. I think Julia sold hers over 200,000 without even showing it. It was just a flat out offer, and they're closing tomorrow.
hold on. Hey, on what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to wait. I don't see if Eric in here yet. Eric, are you here?
I don't see him here yet.
There he is. Eric, there is our guest. Eric, where's my money? It's like Johnny says, where is my money?
Yes. Yep. He has our money. Never use your money. Using your
Got your
money is the
money.
laziest way you can acquire a property. Use other people's money.
Yeah. Yeah.
I learned that from Anthony. I've been using my money all along, but now it's time to leverage and start utilizing. Good morning, Lily. Lily, I collaborated with you. I sent you the link if you haven't already got it. If you can put it on live and then give everybody the link, all right?
My
All right,
computer,
everybody.
my computer doesn't work because it says I need to update my Zoom and it's not updating.
Mm.
Lily has the excuse. My dog ate my computer.
Actually, let me get my
I saw your laptop on the desk, Lily. Come on, man. I saw the laptop. Don't make excuses. There she
I know I
goes.
forgot I had a laptop.
Oh, all right, it's 9:04. Let's give a recap, and then I'm gonna show you where your money is, everybody. Okay. And right now, when I met Eric, he kept calling me, and during the process, when I had a conversation with him, man, I was floored because he already does what I do. He already does and can help me. So I picked up Johnny and I called Johnny right away, and I said, Johnny, we need to bring him to the community. So he heard him, and immediately we both took action. But let me give you a recap why. So right now we need a budget. We're spending our own money to generate leads, okay? And we're already here. So some of our clients, which are our sellers, they're in a position if they're going to buy something else, or our clients that are going to buy something, we are in a position to do a loan for them. But we don't want to do the paperwork. So when I had this conversation with Eric, this is where I'm putting here. Who's got my money? This is it. So let me tell you why I want you to hear them. And I want you to stay to the end to listen to him, okay? This is how I get my business. I do a lot of marketing. In the month of October, I picked up 10 properties, right? Listings, not flips, listings. And all these are already on the market, including Miller, Colima, and Burgess went on yesterday, and Lissette should be going on probably by next week. All right. But these are the sources. Some of the sources do not cost us money. Some of them are free, but if we really want to put the pedal, how do you put it, the metal to the pedal, however that goes, we got to spend a little bit of money. All right. But we don't have it. We're uncomfortable. So he's going to show you when you take the ads. This is a recap, everybody. When you take the ads that I'm utilizing, they're converting. Look, there they are. You take the ads, you start the conversation starter, you have bank deposits. Google ads right now, utilize the ones that I'm running. They're making my phone ring. The leads don't suck. The leads need a follow-up. You have to have a good text to send out. I'm going to put out notification. I put out a text yesterday. I got a call from a person who called me, and he said, no, I called him because he went to my landing page and he said, I didn't call you. And he hung up on me. So I called the landline. The woman answers, which is his wife. She goes, I didn't call you. She hung up on me. But it goes into my follow-up system because they went to my landing page for a freaking reason, right? These are the leads that as I follow up in the next 3 to 4 months, I'm going to get them and they're going to end up listing their properties, okay? The email campaign, same thing, all right? I emailed them. They raised their hand. They said, you didn't call. I didn't call you. And they hang up. But why did they go to the landing page? There was a reason. So I follow up with those. But it's the system. You have to have a landing page. It's going to cost you a little bit of money to run these ads. But this is where Eric is going to show you how to get those funds. Okay. From there, they auto-populate into your CRM. Then starts the process. All right. You got to call the lead. You can't make excuses. This morning we were on the line, me and Johnny were role playing, and some people won't pick up the call. Some people won't make the call. While even we're in the calls in the morning role playing, some people won't role play. And this is where you got to get started. Step 2, the mail campaign, the email, the text, and the drip campaign. Okay. When you do this, you can't just say, hi, I'm following up. Hey, Instagram, we're on live. If you guys want to join us, I'll put the link in a moment. So what happens, everybody, right now in the follow-up system, your follow-up can't just be, hi, I'm following up with you. See, you're thinking about selling your home. Hi, I missed your call. You have to give them a reason for them to call you and their stories. And that's the drip campaign that I utilize in the follow-up system. Sometimes it may take 3 days. Sometimes it may take 6 months. Sometimes it may take a year. But in accumulation, every year, these people start to call you back. Step 3, you book the appointment. Sometimes it's long-term, sometimes it's immediately. But every single one of these folks, They're going to Google to see if you're a real person. Not always goes good. Yesterday, I got a text from a guy that I was following him to look really good. And he texted me back and he said, "You don't look," he goes, "I'm going with someone else because you weren't," hold on. He said, "I'm going with someone else because you weren't transparent." You know what? I've been following up with that guy for almost 3 years. He's a liar, but it's okay. Eventually, I'll get him. Follow up. Wait, Johnny says not to call people liars. What should I call him, Johnny?
You never talk any smack about your leads. They're just individuals that you need to move on and help other families. That's all. They don't deserve your time. You move on.
My wonderful friend that was mad at me, I'll follow up with him in a year and we'll see how it goes. But he looked me up. But see here, both systems are in your portal, by the way. They're in the portal on how I do this. Here comes the big moment, everybody. This is the big moment. During the presentation, just to recap, I answer their questions before they're going to ask them. This is very important because I'm going to show you where you're going to get the money to run these ads and do the same thing that we're doing here. I do Redfin and Zillow first because they're already going to ask me that. The second part that I'll tell them is I'll go over their numbers. They don't care about if you're number one. They don't care anything about you. They just care about themselves. And that's why you're there to deliver information. You become the financial planner for their biggest asset that they have. So I run their numbers. And this is the part where a lot of realtors, they're losing it. You know, we're going to get you the lead. We're going to tell you what to say, but at the end of the day, and we're going to get you the money to get to this point. But at the end of the day, if you don't bring value to that seller when you're meeting with them, you have to be able to tell them where all their money is going to go, what their expenses are going to go, what their taxes are going to be, if they're going to qualify for another purchase, if they need to sell one of their investment properties. And you have to have different scenarios. Okay. So that's what we do here. The presentation is really not important because that's when you tell them about what you're going to do to them. How are you going to sell it? What you're going to do before they're even going to ask you the questions? Because if you don't present this part, you can start getting calls during the weekday. Why hasn't my property sold? Why are we not getting any traffic? Why? I never get those calls, and I can carry an inventory between 5 and 20. So my point is that during the last part of your presentation, you want to present in a way that you will answer all their questions financially and the marketings before they even call you. Again, that's in your portal, everybody. Now you got a listing. We got a listing. This is it, everybody. Now, before I go on and pass the sword to Eric, I want to hear you all say, "I want a listing." Come on.
Say it again.
Oh,
I want a
I want a
listing.
listing.
oh, come on.
Say it like you mean it.
Man, see,
I want a listing.
many
Not
people
a
are extremely
listing.
I want a
wealthy.
I don't want a
listing.
listing.
I want to
want
close escrow.
listings.
I
I
want a
want a
listing.
listing. I
I
want
have a
listings.
I want a
listing.
fixer upper.
There
I
you
want
go.
listings.
You guys really got to feel it. And there's what, 97 of you, and I probably only heard 15 or 20 of them. Maybe you're at work, you put it in the chat, but the whole point is you really got to want this. You're in this business for a reason, okay? You chose to be here, so you got to want it. You got the listing. Now, this is the part where, once again, I'm going to show you where Eric is going to get you more money, right? What's going to happen at this point is now you're going to take that money, you're going to, because you're going to duplicate the listing that you have. You're going to get the data. You're going to send the new letter that we're sending out around the neighborhood. Okay. You're going to email the data and you're going to call them. This is going to double your business. Then they're going to look you up on Google. Okay. When they look you up on Google, that confirms who you are. And then this is the last part, guys, the branding part. Remember, now you got a listing. Larry, I see your sign behind you. That's it. You are branding your name, not your company. Get your name. And that's what you need to do. If you look at this little picture here, you see this guy over here, Kosh? Okay, I see Kosh, but I can't Google Kosh, right? I can't, right? So maybe he's big enough where I type in Kosh, it'll come up. Me, you Google Angel and Patty, even if you didn't put the last name, I'm going to come up. That may be the same thing with Kosh. I don't know what city this is in, by the way. I just found it on the internet. Then you have the ring. The ring is the next huge thing. When you hit the freaking doorbell, okay, they're not listening to you. You think they're not listening to you, but they're getting the message. And the message you're going to leave is, Hi, this is Angel and Patty, your name. Okay. Hi, this is Eva Queer, your name, right? And you're going to leave a message of value that you're going to get a phone call being returned, or they're going to Google you. Remember, Google? They're going to Google you and then see your message, your irresistible message that then they're going to call you. And by the way, when you do these, this is why I do this for all of you. You're going to come across opportunities. You will all come across opportunities, and I buy those. Okay. So when I show you how to run the business, I mean, me and Johnny, we don't charge a lot. It's because this is where I benefit. This is what I've made this year. See, so it's not about me, it's about me helping you. And in the process, when you run about these opportunities, you send them my way. Now, I'm going to tell every single one of you, I'm about ready to turn this over to Eric because I'm showing you where he found me extra money. I'm so freaking pissed off because I could have made an extra $100,000, $200,000 in each year that I could have put this back into my business to fuel it and double my income and your income. Now, for those of that you need help, reach out to Lily, okay, and she can set you up right away. Now I'm going to come off here and I'm going to say, are you there, Eric? I
I'm
am
here.
so happy that you chased me down. Eric makes like 5 times the amount of money that I make, right? And I make a lot, right? But Eric chased me, followed me. And one day, Patty says, you got to talk to Eric. And I talked to Eric while I was on my way to go watch the football game, right? And everybody in my car was so pissed off because I was listening to Eric for about almost 45 minutes on the way in while he told me what he was going to tell me. But before I turn it over to Eric, can you all come off speaker and say, welcome, Eric? Everybody.
Welcome, Eric.
Welcome,
Welcome.
Eric.
Welcome, Eric.
Welcome, Eric.
Welcome.
Welcome, Eric.
Welcome, Eric.
Wow.
Eric,
Thank you so much.
I'm going to allow you to share your screen because I know you are. And
Okay.
please present yourself.
Good morning, everyone. And man, what a warm welcome. And thank you, Angel, for not only just allowing me to chase you down, because you are a very busy man, but working with you has been something that I have always enjoyed from the very beginning back in the Wells Fargo days. And I have been a witness to your success. You and Patty are just your leaders in the community, and you are an established brand. Your Google reviews, I mean, you walk the walk, you talk the talk. And if anybody is doubting anything Angel was saying on what you need to do to become successful, then you perhaps should maybe have some therapy, maybe talk to somebody, because he's the real deal. And so thank you for this opportunity, Angel, to talk to your group. Before I formally introduce myself, I do have a co-pilot with me here today, and her name is Teresa Goldbecker, and she is our National Sales and Growth Manager. And I want to give her an opportunity just to introduce herself and to all of you. And Teresa, if you could do this at this time, because you're going to have questions, and hopefully between myself and my team, we can answer your questions and we can help you get on board. Teresa, are you there?
I am right here. Thank you so much for the warm introduction. And thank you so much for having us here. So I am one of you. I am a real estate broker and I am a mortgage loan originator. I started the first online real estate brokerage in San Francisco a long time ago. It was acquired by a global investment bank. I've run 3 NAR portfolio companies, and I've never seen a program like this before. I started my career out of business school on the retail floor of Wells Fargo. And there's a little nuanced law that Eric is going to go over. And I've never seen it in practice for the real estate agents before. And so when this came to me by way of very special friends, I said, Eric, this is amazing. This changes everything. So I'm so dedicated to Eric and to the credit union to bring this to the realtor community. I am going to put my phone number in the chat. I am available here to answer any of your questions. I speak your speak. I am a realtor. I am a broker. I am out there with clients in addition to everything I do. So please lean on me as a resource. Eric is phenomenal. He is brilliant, and he is my leader. I'll hand it back over. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Teresa. And, you know, I've been in the business for a long time, 43 years. I have been a banker. Just a little bit about me. My name is Eric Frazier, and I am married to an incredible woman, Ruby Lee Gordon. Together for 43 years, it'll be in December 19th. We have been married, and I believe in the power of marriage and of partnerships. And I know that Angel and Patty represent that ideology or philosophy as well. It takes a team really to do anything in life. And in fact, I can tell you without fear of contradiction that I've never been able to achieve anything. Any success I've ever enjoyed is because I have been part of a team. And I would encourage you to, you know, be a part of a team. That means that, you know, you may be leading it, you may be the visionary, but you need other people around you to help you put all the details together and make things happen. I've been a real estate broker for 32 years, broker agent for 32 years. My wife and I, we own Fraser Group Realty, downtown Riverside, storefront there on 6th Street for the last almost 20 years. I'm a mortgage banker for 43 years, having gone back from Dial Finance and the Norwest merger to Home Savings, American Savings, Great Western, WAMU for 12 years, where I did $1.2 billion, $1.4 billion a year in production. Wells Fargo for 4 years, where I did 500 million a month in production. So mortgage and real estate have really been a big part of my life. And I've been in the game before the advent of even computers and AI and all this stuff. I'm also involved in media. I'm a published author. You can go to thepowerisnow.com, and that's a media company. We have been in business now for 15 years. I produce about 15 different TV shows, podcasts, 8 different magazines. And I work with nonprofit organizations as well as for-profit organizations to help them and creating content for social media, for streaming platforms. And you know, I've just been at it. I've been at it. I love it. I'm 62 years old. I love life. I love God. And I am all about helping and empowering people with tools and resources to help them, you know, live their best life, to be their best self. And I know that foundationally, I believe it all stems from just how you show up every morning, and just trusting and believing that you've been empowered by some incredible divine gifts that were not taught to you. You just have been given them to be able to do big things in this life. And hopefully today, in this presentation, you'll see what I saw when I was about to complete my Social Security application and move into retirement. I was put full stop on everything, pulled out of retirement into this opportunity because it is something that I have never seen before. And I have been in it. I've been on the front lines for 43 years. And what I'm about to share with you is not just game changing, but it is a total shift in how we're going to be conducting business as real estate professionals and even as mortgage professionals you know, moving forward. And so the program is called Concierge Mortgage Banking Program. And if you can all see my screen, can you confirm, Angel, everyone able to see my screen? Concierge
Yes, we
Mortgage
can
Banking?
see it.
Oh,
Yes.
okay, fantastic. All right. So here's the agenda. I want to tell you a little bit about Capital Federal Credit Union, how it got started, and then we're going to get into the details of the Concierge Mortgage Banking Program. I mean, I'm going to make it short and sweet here because it's just so simple. I'm going to share with you our vision and mission and what concierge banking really means as you know, as a phrase, concierge mortgage banking. And then the business opportunity is going to blow you away. The compensation plan is just unbelievable. And the mortgage programs we offer, well, let me just say this now. We're not a typical credit union, and that's for a reason. And then after hearing all of this, I'm going to show you how to get started, and you're going to be amazed that here you are today, a licensed real estate professional, and you may have thought about becoming a licensed mortgage professional, and you may have looked into the requirements of the 20 hours of pre-licensing and a very difficult exam that exists. Well, I'm going to show you how you can be licensed to originate loans in less than 5 to 7 days starting today. So let's get right to it. Capital Federal Credit Union is a nonprofit. All credit unions, by the way, are nonprofit organizations. There are no shareholders. So that's one of the reasons why, as a mortgage banker or broker, we hate to go up against these guys because typically they don't have the cost structure that a commercial bank has or that a mortgage bank has. They don't have shareholders who are always demanding more and more return, which means the company is having to increase prices and cut costs. And so with a credit union, there's simply a board of directors, and every member of the credit union is an owner. And every single dime the credit union earns goes right back into the services and programming. And so this credit union was started 2 years ago to serve the Latinx and underserved communities in Lubbock, Texas. And you can find the press release. In fact, it's online, a press release with the National Credit Union Association announcing another credit union has been launched. And by the way, 2 years ago, in the entire United States, there were only 2 credit unions that were licensed to conduct business in the entire United States, and Capital Federal Credit Union is one. And so the goal of this credit union is to service the League of United Latin American Citizens in Lubbock, Texas, the underserved portion of Lubbock County consisting of 39 census tracts. And their focus is just to reach those who have been, denied access or who have just been underserved in the community. Well, one of the additional benefits that come with being a credit union is that you're under a federal charter. And under a federal charter, you not only can serve maybe your target demographic and audience in your particular location. In fact, we're based in Lubbock, Texas. You can go to capitalfcu.org and see our little old branch right there in Lubbock, Texas. But Dynamite comes in small packages, right? You get a federal charter, you're literally able to lend in all 50 states. And you're able to take your program and you're able to roll that out to all 50 states. So we're not just limited to the state of Texas. We are a national organization serving the underserved and creating opportunities that perhaps, really for real estate professionals, that has never been done before. So the board of directors of Capital Federal Credit Union is Capital Mortgage Services. Capital Mortgage Services. Capital Mortgage Services has been around since almost 40 years. They are a traditional mortgage bank. And so let me tell you how it got started. At Capital Mortgage Services, being a traditional mortgage bank, they have to get licensed in every single state they operate in. So think about this, 50 states, and the fees for a mortgage bank to get licensed and then to deal with the regulators in each state and all the compliance, all laws in each state that are different, it is a nightmare and it's extremely expensive. And so the leaders of Capital Mortgage Services got a hold of the CEO, which is Mike Hensley, the CEO of Capital Federal Credit Union, to start this credit union. So Mike Hensley put it together, got it licensed. And so what has happened is because they formed the credit union, Capital Mortgage Services, a traditional mortgage bank that does everything under the sun, was able to operate now under this charter. So traditional credit unions don't have the diversity of product lines and programs that a mortgage bank has. But because of this collaboration between the credit union and the mortgage bank, we have created a credit union that is literally on steroids. A credit union can literally do any kind of loan you can think of, and which is unheard of. And on top of that now, not only is the mortgage services able to offer mortgage products in the few states they were licensed in prior to this, but now they're able to offer mortgage products and services in all 50 states under just one license. So the tremendous cost savings there is amazing as a business, as a mortgage bank now operating under a charter. In addition to this, they now have additional services that they can offer their existing portfolio. Capital Mortgage Services has 3.5 billion loans in servicing, billion in servicing. So now they can go to their customers and offer vehicle loans and personal loans and online banking and mortgage banking and checking accounts. And the reality is the more services that you're able to offer your existing clientele, the less the lower the odds are that they will leave you to a competitor to refinance or to get any additional mortgages. And this applies across the board in all services. The more things you can do for your clients, the less opportunity they'll even consider working with someone else to provide the initial or the core service that you've been offering. And so it's between this mortgage now, this merger of Capital Mortgage Services and Capital Federal Credit Union, that we are creating a special program called the Concierge Mortgage Banker. And so because banks are under a federal charter, they're not subject to all the state requirements that any individual has to become a mortgage banker. In fact, banks have never been subject. If you ever walked to a bank and got a loan done by a 20-year-old or 50 or an 18-year-old who's never sold real estate or even owns a home, I mean, because banks aren't required to get anybody licensed to do anything with the exception of selling securities and insurance. And so Capital Mortgage Services and Capital Federal Credit Union is taking advantage of this opportunity to license real estate agents, to hire real estate agents under our federal charter to help us expand and to serve the community. And so, unlike traditional mortgage companies that expand by opening brick and mortar branches, same thing with banks, traditional banks, they open brick and mortar branches across the country. Capital Mortgage is a federal credit union. They can expand by opening brick and mortar branches across the country. But instead of doing this, we're going to hire individuals like real estate professionals who are already in the community, who are embedded in the community, like Angel and Patty. They've had that same location there in Whittier for years. They're embedded in the community. So instead of building a small credit union facility right next door to them, why not just partner with Angel and Patty? And from their facilities, they're able to represent our entire product line of services. Their clients need a checking account, a savings account, an auto loan. If their client needs to refinance, if they need to buy a home, we got you. And not only are they able to offer these services, enhancing their position in their community as bankers, in addition to being agents, but they're also able to empower their own agents now to share in the revenue that had traditionally have not been available to them. Right now, when a real estate agent has a buyer, they turn them over to a loan officer. They wait a few days, the loan officer gives them back a pre-approval. That pre-approval then is taken by the agent and they're making offers and they finally get an offer accepted and they turn that contract in and back to the loan officer. The loan officer takes it all the way to closing, gets paid, and the real estate agent gets paid on the sale. So the loan officer gets all the commission on the sale, and the real estate agent gets all the commission on the loan, and the real estate agent gets all the commission on the sale. Well, in this scenario now, you're able to partner with the loan officer. Instead of the loan officer keeping all the money, now the loan officer can share that revenue with you. And in this particular case, it's not even the loan officer sharing the revenue. It is Capital Federal Credit Union. We believe because of this strategy now, we really want to hire real estate agents. We don't really need to hire loan officers because the real estate agent has the relationship with the client. They have the relationship, they have the trust. Why not just hire the real estate agent and then hire loan officers that work for the real estate agent? Now, at the same time, we don't want to take real estate agents out of the business. We want them to be not just great real estate agents, but incredible real estate agents, saving their clients time and money by being able to handle both identifying the property, negotiating the property, but also identifying and helping to identify the right loan program and getting that loan done and getting paid for their time and effort. In my experience, real estate agents have always been involved in the loan anyway, helping with packaging, explaining documentation, but yet they've never been compensated. I mean, in 2025, $2.5 trillion in mortgages will close in 2025, $2.5 trillion. And you realize very few agents, if any, who are licensed, by the way, very few are licensed under the state, will share in that revenue. And it's millions, it's hundreds of millions of dollars that are being generated, and real estate agents have been locked out. And so, our vision with the Capital Credit Federal Credit Unions program, the concierge mortgage banking program, is to really offer a VIP level of concierge service to real estate professionals and their clients. We want to be the leading credit union in the United States for origination. And we believe we can do that now. This little old credit union in Lubbock, Texas, can literally, within a year or two, become the #1 credit union across the United States, all for one strategy, and that is hiring the real estate agent directly. And in doing so, we empower the real estate agent. We give them additional tools to deepen their relationship. And so now they're not just relying on a new purchase to close or investment property to close, but now they can really work their book of business, all their past clients some are refinancing right now, and say, hey, I can also help you now. As a mortgage banker, I can help you refinance. You need some money, you need some equity. I can give you an equity line of credit. Hey, you want to lower your car payment or maybe buy a new car? I can help you with that. And so, as you're able to have these kind of more, I would say more comprehensive and deeper conversations about the financial needs of your clients, that just adds more value to the relationship you have with the client. And so you're able to empower your client to just do more with you, to trust you even more than they trust you always, that they have trust you to help you find a home. And you think about it, real estate agents, I mean, we should all be very proud to be real estate professionals. We're making the American dream a reality for people every single day. And yet we've been vilified by the media. Our commissions now are being taken from us because they think we're doing something, sinister to the seller. Or, I mean, what's been happening is crazy. But there is a solution, and that is we just need to be more. We need to be more than just an agent. And so, in this environment, in this program, we're making you the client. Capital Mortgage Services, Capital Federal Credit Union. Typically, our customers for all credit unions and mortgage bank, our customer is the customer, the borrower. But under this program, you are our customer. You are our customer. And the reason why you are our customer, because we know that you're able to bring loan after loan after loan after loan, where the borrower will give us their transaction and we won't see them for another 5 to 7 years. But we'll see you every month, maybe every week, depending on how busy you are. And so we're building this thing 100% around you. This is an agent-centric environment. What does that mean? That means we're dedicating personnel to you. You have a dedicated loan officer associate so that you're not taken out of the business of selling real estate, representing buyers and sellers. We want you all in on that. We just
Eric,
want you to be able to say,
I just want to say this to everybody. For many, you may be hearing the legal portion of this, but if you really look deep down into this, everybody, this tool, you're not just helping your clients. I don't know if you heard Eric. They're soon, when you're meeting with that client, they may not sell, but they may have to refinance. You may have to consolidate their bills. You're already there. So if you're listening to Eric carefully, there is the opportunity to make while you're there, your time is not wasted. You're going to now make money on that. Now, if the client needs to sell their home or refinance their home, you're there to get them the loan. Followed by, once they know you're the person you come to, you are now going to get referrals for their friends and family. Eric, I started screaming when you said that, so I just had to interject and throw that in
yeah,
there.
Angel, man, you're the boss, man. Anytime you want to jump in, jump in. because I can get a little carried away. I get so excited about talking about this, and I get carried away because I'm a banker, I'm a broker, I'm a witness to agents being cut out, locked out of sharing in the revenue. We're the procuring cause of every single loan that takes place, whether it be a purchase, whether it be a refinance. We are the procuring cause. Why are we not at the table? Why are we not getting paid? Don't tell me it's not because I don't have a license. Is that it? Is that the only reason why? And the irony here is that banks have never been required to license anybody. Never. They'll hire us to sell their REOs, but they won't hire us to do their loans. Well, I'm telling you, that stops here. That stops right now with Capital Federal Credit Union. We are hiring you. We're hiring you to do loans. And we're doing it in a way that enables you to still be a full-time real estate agent. No, you don't have to come put your license with us. We don't sell real estate. We do loans. You stay where you are. You just be the best real estate agent you can be, and let us offer you concierge mortgage banking and services. And so what does that mean? That means both in product for your clients. We're providing very competitive interest rates on loans, refinances, or purchases. We're providing very competitive consumer products from auto loans and lines of credit to credit cards. And you're representing this. So you get the credit of bringing this to your client. We're providing transparency throughout the entire process. Right now, you give a loan to a loan officer. Heck, in some cases, you can't even get a hold of the guy after you've given them a loan. And then you don't get a status until there's a problem. And then you learn of the problem when you got to close in a week. I mean, it's the communication has always been a challenge. Now those days are over. You are a member of the team. We actually make you an employee. We license you through the MLS. Takes about 5 to 7 days. You have access to the LOS. You have access to our email. You have access to our communication platform. You can see the credit report. You can see the complete application. You can read the DU. You are in the game. You're no longer on the outside hoping and praying the deal goes through. You are in the game. You are in control. And then on top of that, you have a dedicated loan officer associate. This is really a mortgage advisor. We're not expecting you to go to mortgage banking school and to become an expert overnight. No, you just be you. Be the personality, be the confident, be the trusted advisor. I mean, they already trust you, right? And so already real estate agents are being asked questions about documents and papers they receive, already. And so just keep being who you are and let your LOA do the heavy lifting, taking the application, pricing the deal, restructuring it, keeping the borrower informed, keeping you informed, taking it all the way through. And then if there's a problem, guess what? In the past, you had to, well, what did the processor say? Or what did the underwriters say? Or no more what did they say? You can get on the phone. You can get face to face via Zoom with the processor, the underwriter, the doc drawer. I mean, we're talking about empowering real estate agents at a level that has never been done before. We're talking about doing something that does not exist, folks. There are 4,500 credit unions in the United States, and there are only 2 credit unions that are offering this program at this time. Now, we know they're not going to stand idly by and watch us gobble up all the market share. So we'll know they're coming. But right now, they have no interest. Banks have no interest in hiring you. There's not a single commercial bank, no credit. You have no interest in hiring you whatsoever. And so while they're, blind by this, we're going to capture the opportunity to employ as many agents as we can across the country to empower you with the tools and the resources and the access and the support to be able to better serve your clients and then get this, to make money, a half a point. And so let me put this in perspective. Your loan officer right now is making about a point to maybe a point and a half, right? And typically, if they want to be competitive in the marketplace, then they probably should be making no more than a point to maybe a point and a quarter. Now, if you know anything about mortgage banking, you know they build in the compensation and the interest rate. So the more they pay a mortgage consultant, the less competitive they are in the mortgage market, which is why mortgage brokers hate going up against commercial banks. which is why both commercial banks and mortgage brokers hate going up against credit unions because our cost basis is much lower. We can compete. So, in order to bring you into the game, we're not going to do what the banks have done in the past and cry foul, RESPA, RESPA. If we pay the loan officer, we give the loan officer, I mean, we give the real estate money, a real estate agent any money, that's a kickback. And kickbacks increase the cost to the consumers, and that's illegal. Right. So that's the foul that they're crying. Right. But in our case here, we're saying we're not increasing the cost to the consumers. We are doing what every bank has always done. We build in our costs for marketing, operations, and compensation into the interest rate, and we put that rate out there at a very competitive price and margin. And as a result of that, we're able to support the community and make home loans to help people buy a home. And so in this particular case, to bring the real estate agent in, the real estate agent is the procuring cause. They are legally entitled to compensation. They have earned the right to be paid. So we're sharing that revenue. So no, Mr. Loan Officer, you're not getting a point and a quarter. You're getting actually 40 basis points. We're paying 40 basis points to you. We're paying 50 basis points to the agent because they're bringing us the deal. We're paying 10 basis points to the agent's broker because the agent works for a broker. The agent can't even operate without a broker. So the broker is entitled to this revenue as well. Everybody is getting paid, and our total cost is the same as it's always been. The buyer isn't being overcharged. Our rates are not being, less competitive because we're trying to bring more people in the deal. No, we're doing what should have been done from day one, and that is to include the person who brings us the business in the cost of doing business and to pay them fairly. That is the right thing to do. And on top of that, when we license you, because we're under a federal charter, even if you are licensed already as an NMLS licensed person, you're probably just licensed in the state of California. And if you're, smart enough, maybe you have 2 or 3 licenses in other states. And then, of course, if you have the money to pay for all that, because you got annual license fees in every state, continuing education in every state. With us, we license you as a mortgage originator under a federal license, and you're able to originate loans in all 50 states. All 50 states. And we take care of all of your licensing fees every single year. There's nothing you will have to do. And you become an employee of the bank, an actual team member. No, you're not a 1099. You're not an independent contractor like you are in real estate. You are a bank employee. You are. You receive no base salary. There's no benefits at all, right? You are an employee. In fact, that's the only way we can give you this opportunity is to make you an employee. If you want to be an independent contractor, and then you need to operate under a mortgage bank. And if you want to operate under a mortgage bank, under the state, you got to take your 20 hours of pre-licensing and you got to pass that very difficult exam. I know real estate agents who have failed that exam multiple times because it is very difficult. So let me break it down for you. 10 reasons to be a CMB and stop leaving the money on the table. Number 1, elevate your profession. That's number 1. All right. I mean, with the advent of this lawsuit with NAR and the value proposition of real estate agents being questioned by everybody, now is the time to think about diversifying your skill set. You need to be a real estate agent. You need to be an insurance agent. You need to be a securities agent. You need to be a financial planner. You need to be a mortgage banker. I mean, knowledge is power. Having the knowledge and then having the support to implement that knowledge and having the licensing to be able to be more than just a real estate agent. I think that's the strategy today, to be more, to elevate your profile. Number 2, you don't have to take an exam. All right. Let me tell you, I've taken the exam. It's very, very difficult. I know people who have not been able to pass the exam. It's a tough exam. Now, if you can get it, let me tell you, once you get it, you're going to say, well, I don't even need it, because I can only do business in the state of California. Well, now I can do business in all 50 states. I don't need it because now I don't have to take 28 hours of continuing education every year, plus pay a whole bunch of fees with the state, with the federal government. I don't need any of that. None of that is required of me. On top of that, being able to originate loans nationwide. I mean, I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. All right. Bill Street, best barbecue in the world. And now I can help my family members in Tennessee. You may be from another state. You may, maybe you've moved here from another state and you have a whole bunch of people out there. Maybe you've always wanted to be licensed here in California and in Arizona because everybody's going to Arizona, Nevada, or Oregon. Now you can go ahead and get that state license for your real estate because now you can also help them do the loan. I mean, nationwide origination is really that's a game changer. On top of that, we already know as real estate agents, we can refer business, right, to other agents in other states where we're not licensed. And so, but what is that? 25, 30 basis points. There's some agents out there that actually, believe it or not, are paying 40 and 50. But to be able to get your borrower taken care of, get their money straight before you send them to that client, and then get paid on the loan as well as on the referral fee, well, it doesn't get better than that. And number 5 here, this is really where I just see the most value. I mean, to be able to deepen the relationship, when you start talking about the person's financial situation, their car payment being too high, lowering the car payment, needing a checking account to separate their monies for budgeting purposes, and just all the other extra tools you have to deepen the relationship with the client, I think it's just another way that just adds more value. And the one way we add value in all of our relationships is by saving people time. Time is that one thing that is, it's not redeemable. You cannot redeem time. You have to just try to manage time. The other thing too is having another stream of income. We know that a lot of agents are doing Uber, they're working part-time as waitresses in restaurants. They have part-time jobs, just trying to get it going, trying to build some momentum, get some closings done. I totally get it. Well, here's a way you can stay in your game, stay in the profession by focusing now on your community. As a mortgage banker, you're going to do your cold calls, you're going to call your expired, you're going to drop your Google ads, your Facebook ads, you're going to do all the stuff you're doing right now to generate listings and buyers. But now think about your warm market, your family and friends, your neighbors, your community, your church, your organizations you're a part of, people that already own homes. They need money, especially depending on the outcome of the election. I think it doesn't matter who wins. I think we're going to see some improvement in interest rates, and we're going to see a little mini refinance boom and a purchase boom. Why not be in position to take care of that? And then how about number 7, getting paid every 30 days, right? I mean, the typical real estate agent is closing 4 to 6 transactions. That means they're closing something maybe once every quarter. Now adding this, I mean, you could be closing refinances, 2 or 3 refinances every single month, in addition to the purchase. And then what about your broker? Your broker is educating you, they're supporting you, they're providing you facilities and strategies. They may even be giving you leads. I mean, they're making an investment in time and money. I mean, isn't it great that it's not a us versus them thing, that you're in this together? The broker is being compensated 10 basis points. So on a $500,000 loan, they're making $500 on every transaction you close, and you're making $2,500. In many cases, because the margins are so thin for brokers, I mean, this is a welcome, addition to the revenue that they could be making. And then I think number 9, saving your time. I mean, that is really the bottom line here. Not having to deal with a loan officer and with you, but just having you to deal with. And number 10, being a member of a credit union. Credit unions have such a great reputation. They do. They have a reputation for just great service, low cost. They didn't get caught up in the big foreclosure crisis. You heard about the big guys, the Wells, the Chase, the B of A, your U.S. Bank. I mean, credit unions didn't get caught up in all that drama. And so you're now a member. Your name's going to be on our website. You're going to have a Capital Federal Credit email. You're going to be licensed by us. They can look you up under the consumer NML license and see that you are the real deal. You're going to have access to information, and it's just, you'll be a full member of the team. And to me, as a real estate broker, I've always felt that my role as a broker and as a banker has been slightly elevated because I do both. I've always believed that. Now every real estate agent has the opportunity to do that. So let me get into the money. All right. So as a real estate agent, you're going to get 50 basis points. Your broker is going to get 10 basis points. And on top of that, a lot of brokers are producing brokers. So they're going to get their 10 basis points plus the 50 basis points. So they'll get even 10 basis points on their own production plus the 50 basis points. Now, a team leader is a person that is really a leader. You know other agents, right? And so if you can help recruit other agents to participate in this program, we'll make you a team leader and you'll get 10 basis points on the production of those agents, just like your broker is getting 10 basis points. And by the way, this does not affect the broker's compensation at all. You're getting 10 basis points and your broker is getting 10 basis points. You're getting, as a team leader, 65 basis points on your personal production, and you're overriding the production of your team. We know the teams is the rage right now. Every company has teams, right? And so we want to reward team leaders who already have a group of agents underneath them to still be the leader, override their production. And then we have sales managers. And this is what Angel and Johnny and others were looking for, people who are already influencers. And look how many people on this call. I mean, we want you to be sales managers. And sales managers, well, they get 10 basis points override. Actually, right now is 15 basis points. And by the way, all the basis points have been increased 5 basis points. So normally for team leaders is 5, normally for sales managers is 10, but right now is 15 as this is newly launched. We want to incentivize everybody to grow, grow, grow. So sales managers get 15 basis points on the production of their agents, 75 basis points on their production, personal production. And then everybody has a dedicated loan officer associate. And in fact, you know, if all of you join today, we do not have enough loan officer associates to support that. I can tell you that right now. But no problem. All we want you to do is talk to your loan officer, because here's the deal. The loan officer you're currently working with has a decision to make. He can say, okay, well, see you later, and go find another agent, right? Who will eventually get to, by the way. I predict in the next 3 to 5 years, there will not be a single agent anywhere not positioned to do loans. I believe that every credit union in the country and even some banks are going to get into this game. So there won't be any business for loan officers to be calling on real estate agents to get the loans. In fact, and those same real estate agents are going to be calling all their past customers. So there won't even be any refinance business. And so the opportunity to the loan officers you're currently working with is saying, hey, I'm becoming a loan officer. Why don't you come with me? You can still handle my business. You can be my loan officer associate and get this, shepherd this deal all the way through. So the agent thinks about it, and loan officer says, well, let me think about this for a moment. Wait a minute. I can either stay in the hustle and go try to beg for business from real estate agents, or I can become a part of this thing and go help other real estate agents make money as well. And so an agent can go, a loan officer can go from closing 2 or 3 deals a month to closing 20 or 30 deals a month, because he knows 20, 30, 40, 50 agents that could use this money and this opportunity. And so 40 basis points is what we're paying the dedicated loan officer. And listen, the reason why is because we want you to stay a real estate agent. This is not, there's another credit union out there, one other credit union that offers this program, but you got to do everything. There's no dedicated LOA. There's no support like this. You got to be just like now. For those of you who may have gotten your license with the state, you already know you're on your own. You got to take the application, you got to package it, you got to submit it, you got to go chase down documents. I mean, it's like another job. And do you really want that? No, I don't know of a single agent that wants to be a loan officer. Not a one. I don't know. And I would encourage them, if they want, then that's what they need to be. Great book called The One Thing by Gary Keller. Need to think about it. You know, you need to be what represents the highest and best use of your time. All right, and then
can I say something
sure,
real quick,
jump
Eric?
in, jump in.
So in the chat, I'm watching, this may be overwhelming for a lot of people, but here's what I'm going to tell all of you. Right now, the reason I brought Eric on board is because this is new. I sold about 5 billion in real estate, not as wealthy as you, Eric, but This is completely thinking outside the box. Nobody's done this. And when you brought it to my attention, honestly, you see Kmart went out of business. Blockbuster went out of business. People did not adapt. This is a credit union, not a fake credit union. This is a real credit union. And for you to step up and allow me to be a employee, if I'll say that, without not, I don't have you're not giving me a payroll, but now I can get paid because someone said mentioned that they're brokerage. Brokerages, if they have their own mortgage company, they don't want you in this. Okay. They may be paying you, but that's illegal, but that's between you and the brokerage, right? You can get your actual license to become a loan officer, right? But that's a lot of work. Here, you're not. You're just working for the institution. You got your own client that you personally have, which you're going to turn over to the credit union, not a mortgage banker, the credit union. I just needed to throw that in there for you, Eric.
Oh, no, thank you for bringing that up. There's a lot. I talked to Century 21. I won't mention any names. This is a big brokerage. He has multiple branches across the country, and he has his own mortgage banking platform. And I can tell you right now, I know this in my conversation with him, that they're trying to get their agents to pass the state exam. And the failure rate is 80%. That test is crazy difficult to pass. And so as a result of that, less than 10% of their agents have that state license and can get paid. And yet they want every single agent to send their buyers to their mortgage company, knowing that the agent gets nothing in return for that effort. Let me tell you something. That system that is going to fail, and is going to fail only because programs like this exist. I don't know of a single agent that will give a loan to a mortgage banker, to an in-house mortgage banker, and say, okay, that's okay. You can keep all the money. You can keep all the money. I appreciate you getting the deal closed. I don't know of a single agent who feels that way. They feel that I'm bringing you the business. Why are you not paying me? And then to Angel's point, some are trying to pay you. They're paying you through some crazy workaround. Let me tell you something. And doing so, they're putting you at risk, your ability to sell real estate and do loans, and they're putting themselves at risk. Because the bottom line is, I don't care what funnels you put the money through. If it came from a sale of a loan or the origination of a loan, it's illegal. Period. I don't care what you call it, bonus, credit, revenue to the branch. If it came from the sale or the origination fee of a loan, it is illegal. And if you're involved in it, your license to do loans in the future is at risk, and your license to sell real estate is even at risk. The best way to do it is simply to get your state license so you protect yourself. And if you don't want to do that, then this is an opportunity where you just come work for us. You can be licensed in 5 days. And not only will you be able to represent, all of our entire suite of loan products, and I'm going to go through that in just a minute, but you'll also be able to represent our entire suite of consumer products. And you're going to get paid on that too. Right now, we do not have a comp plan for our consumer products, but we will. That means you bring an auto loan, you bring a personal loan, a home equity line of credit, you're going to get paid on that as well. And then check this out. If you can see this on the screen, we have $3.5 billion in servicing. These people need to refinance. These people need to buy. These people are buying in other investment properties. We are right now working with Capital Federal Credit Union to put together a comprehensive marketing plan to maximize the business opportunities out of that servicing portfolio. And what does that mean to you? First and foremost, it means REO. If you have all the credentials and the experience of being able to handle short sales and REOs, well, guess who we're going to use? We're certainly not going to use any of these REO platforms out there. Why would we use an REO platform for these guys who do nothing but REO? Why should we give them any business at all when we have our own network of agents on our platform that's feeding us and adding to our portfolio of loans that we're servicing? Let me tell you, this thing is so big, I can't even put my head around it completely. And I've been at this for a minute. So I know it may just sound almost even too good to be true, but it is real. And as to Angel's point, this is the real deal. You can look us up. We're in the National Credit and Union Administration. We're a fully licensed credit union doing this thing. and it's amazing. The other thing too, talk about elevating your brand in your community. You know, Angel, my daughter had a baby shower. We're gonna have our fifth grandchild, and she lives in Whittier. So I drove by the office the other day, and I saw your office, and I'm thinking, man, wouldn't it be great to have a credit union sign on that as well? Wouldn't it be great if people walked in and saw a freestanding banner saying Capital Federal Credit Union?
I already ordered the sign. It'll be put up next week.
Tell you something, being able to co-brand with a credit union, game changer. It's a game changer. And we're only 2 years in business, and yet our brand, 2 years in the business, is stronger than any mortgage bank and any real estate company. You may have heard of Keller Williams, you may have heard of Coldwell Banker, but everybody knows what a credit union is. And to be associated with a credit union just elevates your game. And so we're talking, co-branding opportunities, and then being able to offer exclusive concierge streamlined service, and then all the banking services. It doesn't get better than this, guys. It doesn't get better than this. And on top of that, you're going to get paid. I mean, at the end of the day, why do we do what we want to do? Why do we do what we do? To get paid. I'm a father of four daughters. I had to put those kids through school and through graduate degrees. I get money. I mean, I'm done. I'm an empty nester right now, but it costs a lot to live. And especially what kind of standard of living you're trying to live. I mean, it takes money. And so we are always looking for ways on how we can maximize our income, how we can make more money. And typically for brokers is, well, let me start a property management division. And then let me open up an escrow company. And both of those are just fraught with all kinds of risk and issues. Oh my God. I mean, I've been there and done it. I have done all of this. Property management, escrow. And then we said, well, let me start my own mortgage company. I'll get the MLS. I'll start a mortgage brokerage. And then you've got repurchases and buybacks and all kinds of fraud. And it's just risk after risk after risk. And yet here we are, Capital Credit Union. To sign up with us, we take on all the risks. You don't even need E&O because it's not even
That's
under
it.
a state.
That's it.
We
No,
take on,
know.
no E&O, no nothing.
Honestly, Eric, when
Nothing.
I saw this, my liability, even I went to certain franchises for real estates out of it, liability fell on me. When I went to this, the liability on doing the loan for a client, obviously, everybody, you cannot be doing illegal stuff. And if you are, you shouldn't be here. Right? You should not be here. So this is legitimate to help your clients to get a loan. Hey, Eric, we're coming toward the end because I got to start my next Zoom. But
Okay.
what I'm going to invite everybody is, reach out to Lily so we can set you up. Okay. And what I got to do, Eric, is I got to bring you back, right? So you can, I think everybody heard you. And I bet you there's I could do this, but there's a lot of confusion because the last time we did this in the morning, I saw it. So if people hear it for the second time, with with the information that you're about to provide, right? I think we'll get more, but I need you to explain this one to them real quick, if you don't mind.
Okay. So getting to the money. And by the way, I'm having a live event on this coming Friday at 9 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. Teresa will put the link in the chat. Please join that. I'll be doing the same presentation and I'll make it a
Wow.
little shorter so I can get it all in. So here's an example, 50 basis points on a $500,000 loan, you're making 30 grand. You do 3 deals a month, you're making 90 grand. That's, 2,500 versus $7,500 a month. If you're a team leader, you're getting 65 basis points. And so now you're making 3,200 on that same loan. And as a team leader, if you can pull out 10 loans, refinances, purchases, we don't care what it is. Now you're getting that 10 million on that's $5 million. You're going to get 10 basis points. That's $5,000. So if you have a team of agents, you're putting together the combined of you 10 deals a month. That's what that looks like. You're doing 30 deals. Look at that. That's 15 million. That's $15,000 at 10 basis points. That's 180 grand a year. I mean, the money here is pretty amazing. If you're a broker, in the case of Angel, everybody in your team just do 10 deals a month, right? 10 deals a month, that's 5 million. That's an extra $5,000 a month. But if you got 30 deals, I mean, I know, Angel, you're probably doing at least 30 or 40 or 50 deals a month. I don't know, but At 500,000, that's 15 million, 10 basis points. That's 15 grand. That's you as the broker. That's you as the broker. As a sales manager, well, the numbers get crazy. As a sales manager with our organization, this is $1 million job as a sales manager. And it goes up from there. We have area, regional managers. We're trying to hire sales managers in all 50 states. I need to put on 500 sales managers in 2025, each sales manager having between 25 or more agents working for them. We're looking for leaders to be a part of this program. On top of that, folks, we offer all the programs, FHA, VA, USDA, non-QM, foreign national, you name it, we got the whole things. In the chat, I put a link to the presentation so you can study it and go. I put it to you, Angel, a link to the presentation, and then frequently asked questions as well that list all the programs we offer. We literally do everything. We're not a typical credit union that has their bread and butter 30-year fixed rate conventional. Most credit unions don't even do FHA. We have we have everything, folks. And then we're coming out with land loans. We have HELOCs will be happening in about 2 weeks. We have commercial loans that are coming, SBA loans. And guess what? You will be able to make money on all of these loans. You'll be able to get paid on helping businesses get loans, commercial, everything. We are empowering you, folks. We are empowering you to make it happen. So let me go to a very important page here. You see, Carla.
Eric, you're gonna have to hurry up because I really have my next webinar at 10:15. I'm so sorry, man.
No problem. Carla Griffith. Call Carla Griffith. She will walk you through the process.
There
You
you
can
are,
be licensed in
Teresa.
5
I
days.
never get to see you.
Hi, hi, hi. So good to see you. So good
Okay.
to see you. I've been stalking and watching you. Everybody, all my contact information is in the chat. Please hit me up. I've got some amazing emails coming through. So thank you so much for having us here today. I'm here to help you. If you have any questions, I can fire those off to compliance and we will get you onboarded. So who's ready to make some money with some loans? Yeah.
I love it. Hey, I'm going to encourage everybody. You know, we had over 100 people. Those of you that are still here, all right, make sure you reach out to Teresa or Eric, okay, and let them know that you're calling on behalf of me, Angel, and Johnny, all right? Because what we're going to do is we're going to take this capital, this extra money, and we're going to show you how to put it back into your business, as I showed you, to make sure it grows. Guys, this freaking year, right, that's coming in 2025, you have the ability to double your income. So if you're making 200, you're going to make 400. If you're making 500, you're going to make 1 million. If you're making 1 million, you're going to make 2 million. Okay, as long as you listen to me and Johnny, right, and Coach Lily there, and then with the help of Eric and the help of Teresa, we're going to fund you. Okay, we're going to fund you, not me. We're going to fund you with that extra capital to put back into your business. You have to put back into your business. Teresa, would you mind putting down below again your contact information, everybody? So you contact Teresa, contact Eric. Teresa will take care. Actually, Teresa, I got to talk to you after. I have another webinar with our members, our private members at right now. It's
10:15.
At 10:15. So that's why it's usually the meetings at 10. We notified everybody we're pushing it back to 10:15. That's why I was getting you off, Eric. I'm so sorry. All right.
No problem.
But if you guys tell them when you send the email to Teresa and to Eric, let them know that you're with Angel and Johnny and they will take care of you. All right. Everybody.
Really quick, Teresa, can you put your email and phone number again in the chat for everyone? That way they can go ahead and copy and paste before they leave. And then a lot of you are asking for a recording, the recorded video for this webinar today. If you are a member, you get instant access to the recorded classes. If you are not a member, join us for free. It's free for 14 days. Just log in, watch the recordings, take down all the information you need. And if you have any questions, please let us know.
And you know what? Send Teresa and send Eric the link so he can hear us as we're talking for the implementation members at 10:15. So he knows, because right now I have to talk to all of them because I have more fucking secret sauce that I got to make sure those guys get to the next level. If not, Winnie's going to fire me. Robert's going to fire me. So I got to make sure I get them. So Eric, if you want, send them the link, Lily, to Eric and Teresa so they can join us on the other one. I'm going to break down what we do to get this done. I got to make sure every single one of you, I at least put an additional $200,000 into your bank account, all right, this coming year, one way or another, because I don't want you talking shit about me, all right? So we good, everybody? Everybody say thank you, Aaron.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Eric.
Thank
Aaron.
you. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
We'll see
Thank you
all of you
so
right
much.
now in the next one.
Thank
Johnny,
you.
I'll meet you in the other webinar.